You see, my brothers, I was watching Sergeant Willie Pete's video, and he was talking about, it's about it's about the money conversation. But before I even go further in this, let me make this announcement. I was supposed to do the video on the child support, not the child support, but the mothers turning the kids against the father. That video was supposed to do today, but I saw this video, so I gotta push this back. I might do that video either Friday or Saturday. So I forgot to tell you, I'm supposed to do that video pretty soon based on the conversation I had Sunday with one of my buddies, and so that's gonna be out soon because I did a video on that, some similar to that 3 years ago, but it actually ties in, and it actually for something I did 3 years ago, it actually like co-signs that video, what I was saying. But anyway, I digress. Hold on, let me take a sip of this. Yeah. Anyway, I digress. I'm gonna go back to what I was saying. But that video will be on Saturday. All right. Now back to our regular scheduled program. Now, the video I'm answering the question about now is the video that Sergeant Willie Pete did, I think earlier today, because I was at the gym. And I saw that video while I was on the elliptical machine. And he was talking about, how black men still not getting it about, it's about the money. And I remember him and BGS Ibmor got into it, a disagreement / debates back and forth. And BGS Ibmor was talking about culture, which actually, from my experience, I actually agree with that aspect because I've seen certain things happen from, a lens of I'm watching it close hand from friends of mine. And from what I saw versus what Sergeant Willie Pete's talking about, I can see both sides of the argument. And a lot of what he said in the video, especially when it came down to black women and about, how about it's the attitude and what does he say? Something he said. He said something about not just the attitude, but how, they want a man, on a level, but they basically run for a man that is on a level because they want to call the shots. And I've seen this shit before, time and time again, and firsthand experience. And before I'm gonna say this, yes, I'm gonna bring my friends into it that I've known, I met, and these again, I gotta keep saying this shit because I don't want nobody, think I'm making shit up or roll their eyes. Here we go with the friends. Yeah, motherfucker, I'm gonna talk about my friends. And why that is, it's not because when I'm telling these stories from a life experience, I'm not making this up. These are not strangers. I knew these people from either high school I went to, church, or the gym I went to in the burbs. So now we got that out the way. Yeah, I'm gonna bring up my friends. Now, the brothers that I met in my gym, and this was a gym. This was a expensive gym at one time that was in the burbs. So you had a lot of professional athletes went there, former professional athletes, retired athletes. You had lawyers. One of my brothers he was an entertainment lawyer. I met him through that gym. I met a couple of minor league baseball players from there. I met a brother that played NFL, brother that played NBA, a brother that played overseas ball, etc., etc. But anyway, this ties in how? Explain to you. When I first met the black women that were going to meet, well, one of the brothers, yeah, she was fine, but she was you know, was for somebody that you meet for the first time, you would think you want to set a first good impression. Well, she was very domineering. She was cutting them off, and it was just very weird, awkwardness vibe between those two, where it was like a tug and pull situation. The brother was trying not to check her in front of me, but it seemed like they're very argumentative people. But it was like, after they introduced themselves, she hurried up and let me see the ring, and was cutting them off and all this stuff. But it was like you can almost tell, basically, that she really wants to be in the driver's seat. You can pretty much tell you want to be in the driver's seat, and the thing is, that's not a money thing. That's a culture thing, because you with a guy who got money. You don't have to work another day in your life. You don't have to want for anything. But at the same time, you can see from afar, this woman really wants to be in the driver's seat. You see it for yourself. The way she's acting, when she's cutting him off, the way she is trying to answer for the both of them and answer for him too. She's trying to be in the damn driver's seat. And you see this shit firsthand. You also see the frustration in his face. And before you know it, you see this. You don't see him again for a while, and you see. Well, I see him in the gym all the time, but as a couple, that was the first and last time I saw her. And a year later, I saw him with actually a white woman at a local restaurant. I'm not going to announce, but sorry, but I basically knew right away what that was all about. I knew right away that why he was with another woman this time, and especially a different race of woman. So he won't basically go through that shit again. It was certain things didn't have to be asked, didn't have to be said, and she's very docile when I met her. She was very feminine when I met her. She was not trying to talk over the brother. Everything was just, very pleasant experience, especially for the first impression of meeting this woman. And no, and this is not a video that is trying to glorify black women, white women, other racial women, and then put sisters down. This is not what this is all about, by the way. This is me saying to Willie Pete, that when it comes to black women, for the most part, when it comes to the money issue, it's really culture over money. And why it is when it comes to black men in certain situations with these type of women, it's like, for the most part, especially when they're getting these bad sisters, you know what I'm saying? Beautiful, extremely beautiful sisters. The money is the carrot that's in front of them to order to talk to you and be with you for a time. And then once we get into serious situation, like, after all the sex, all the nasty, freaky sex is had, Now you're talking about marriage. Now you're talking about basically running shit. Who's gonna be the head of the household? Who's running the relationship? That's when the cultural aspects happen, and that's when the disrespectful ass mother, grandmother, aunts being reared by them come to play when it comes to the black women in that situation. That I've seen these brothers have when it came to certain arm candy. And that's when the bucking of the system come in when it comes to the black trying to be on the black man program and really want to be in the driver's seat, not want to submit to his program. And that's when you see the disrespect. That's when the disrespect come in. That's when you see the out of bad attitude, man. And that's why you oftentimes see brothers, in that situation, exercise their options and just either get go hop the fence, go out and get a Becky, go out and get a Rosa, go out and get a Ling Ling, or just do a lot of these passport brothers are doing and just go overseas and get them. And if you're gonna get a black woman, go get a black woman from Colombia, Dominican Republic, Panama, Puerto Rico, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that's what a lot of brothers are doing these days, especially the brothers that have the money and the resources to do so. And so that's because a lot of times, a lot of sisters, it's more to do with culture over the money. Where other races of women, where if they're going to be feminine, they're going to be fit, they're going to be submissive, you better bring the money aspect on it, because they're gonna do all that. They're expected to have a much comfortable life and a much comfortable lifestyle. So you got to have your money together. And I'm not one of those brothers that Willie Pete talks about to, of being uncomfortable and easy when it comes to the money situation. Because trust me, believe me, I do recognize when it comes to this topic, brothers, especially if you're talking about, sure, this is outside of MGTOW. Brothers that's not into MGTOW, brothers that's not trying to live a Marlboro man lifestyle. Brothers is actually black men that actually are looking to start a family to date. These are the things you do have to have your shit together. You do have to have, your finances in order. You better have your ducks lined up in a row, because at the end of the day, if you do decide to go down that road, you better be able to take care of what comes along. Especially if you are going to date, black women or any other races of women. You got to have a situation where you can't give these women a excuse to why she's not picking you. And the most of the main reason for that excuse is to say, try to date this type of guy, it didn't work out. But if you eliminate that, the money conversation, you eliminate that off the rip just by having your finances in order. And I do believe in being a man that's financially, stable. And as for me, I just want to, that's not looking to date and be in a relationship long term. Because like I said, I'm a MGTOW man. And I see what's out there now, and I just want to be financially stable. If something happens, I can just leave and just be where I need to be for this person. Or something happens with a loved one of mine or a relative of mine, I'm right there. But anyway, I digress. But this is the main reason why I wanted to address that video, just to say that. And that's my 2 cents. I'm done with the video. Uh, you can share, like, subscribe. That's my time. RPF out. Peace.